Hello everyone, we just got sent this AOSU 3K solar powered wireless security camera to test out, and that we will do. Getting into the box, you'll see we have the camera itself. Oh, it's looking at me. I have gone into this and messed around. It's telling me there's motion at my garage because that's where we're going to put this at. Now there is a solar panel on top. We can remove that, and as you'll see here in a sec, we have a nice little mount for it. We can put that anywhere we want. There's a USB-C extender cable. That's how you plug this in. It also comes with a normal USB-C charging cable because you'd want to plug this in for a little bit first. Come back here, unplug this, and plug this into a normal wall outlet. Let it charge for a few hours. The app actually has a way to tell you what percentage this is sitting at. So I want to start it at a maximum of 100% before we go anywhere, so this solar panel can keep the battery topped off. We also have our little mount here. It just goes on the back there. And some screws we can put into the wall. Now I'm going to use self-tappers, but normally you would drill a hole in the wall that's just about the size of these plastic things and stick that in and then run the screw into that. And we also have our instruction manual here. Looking at the unit itself, it's fairly straightforward. You have a light, you have a motion sensor, you've got a camera. On the side here, you can pop this off. And you have a spot for an SD card, which is very nice. I've got some of those Arlo doorbell things, and they do not have this, and also you got to pull them off to recharge them. What a terrible system. And these, you don't have to pay a subscription in order to use the thing. It will save video locally onto this SD card, so you can go back and look. Well, it's all motion. It'll let you know there's motion. You can go look this up. It connects through Wi-Fi. It also connects through Bluetooth, so we can still see what the camera saw and know exactly what date, time, and who was messing around with our stuff. You also see a little power button here, as well as a reset switch. Just make sure to close that up before we take it outside and mount it. First thing we want to do is come into our instruction manual and scan this with our phone's camera and download the app. Okay, so we're in our camera. You can see here we have a link. And that'll bring us into Google Play. So you want to go ahead and download. As you can see, I need an update, but install that on your phone. And it will look something like this. Now you can see what the app looks like on the inside, but you'll be prompted with a whole spiel of put in an email address, set up your Wi-Fi, just follow the instructions. They're fairly straightforward. It does send you an email to confirm your account, but you know, pretty standard stuff. If you've ever set anything up before, this is pretty straightforward. Inside the app, we can see the events. Oh, motion detected, motion detected. We can also load our local, and this is what the SD card saves. And it'll take it a minute to load it up here, but as you can see, we're going to get some play across of what I just see.
Go into setting up the app first.
So yeah, it will play back the video. Honestly, it's a pretty straightforward setup. Seems to work pretty well. There is some pretty neat stuff here we can do, but we'll mess with that once I get it set up outside and we can actually test it out. So if you're in the app and you can't find your device or you want to add a new one, press the plus in the upper right hand corner. It will come up with a prompt to scan the QR code. Click ready to scan.
Scan the QR code on the device or home base with your phone.
And then we can come back here, scan that QR code, and it will go through a setup with it. Now, as long as you remember to turn on your power by pushing this button on the side here, you should be seeing it, and it should load up fairly easy. Pretty straightforward. There is an iCloud storage and a few extra features you can get with the paid program, but right now I'm just running free to see what we can get away with doing for free. So I've got a spot in mind for this, and we're going to try a few things out, see about license plates, how well it can read a license plate from what distance, and yeah, see how well the audio is and everything. Try out some of the features. Okay, so I think we want to be maybe about here with it. Try and get it somewhat level. I'm just going to use self-tappers. Well, I learned self-tappers aren't going to work. They're just too big a head to go in there. That kind of stinks. I'm going to have to rethink my whole process now. Well, I found some machine screws, so I'm just going to drill a pilot hole with the self-tapper and send them in with this. They're about the same size. Now we're just going to make sure our USB cable's plugged in and mount this on up. And there you have it. She's getting sun. Looks level enough. All right, there it is, all installed. We just got 3 screws going through. They're machine screws. They should be. It looks fairly secure. I think it's going to get plenty of sun there, the way that it's set up. I got it low enough it should. And if not, we can always use that other mount and run the cable up and put it up here and get plenty of sun that way. Now we want to go into our app since it's all set up. And here we can select our camera. And once that loads up, there we are. As you can see, we can see to the front of the house, all the way to about the garage. And 3, 2, 1. Not too bad on the lags, pretty snappy. We can come in here and we can click on, and that will change my voice. I don't know if you can hear that, but it will change the voice to a deeper one.
Here's what the tone voice sounds like. Here's what the normal voice sounds like. Please put the package at the door. Thank you.
Please. Has a few pre-made things it can say.
Please put the package at the door. Thank you.
All right. So, and then we can also manually turn the light on. And it's a fairly bright light for what it is. Okay, now I have a license plate. We're going to see how far away we can see it. There we go. Yeah, that's a pretty good distance. You can still make out what that says. Unless it's really angled. As long as they kind of show this way, you can definitely make out what that is. I say we're a good 30 feet away from there. Oh shoot, can you make out what my truck says? Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. That's actually a decent quality camera. We will take that for the win, huh? What about the Buick? Buick's too much of an angle. No. But, yeah, it seems pretty decent. So we're going to have a night scene, and then we'll go over how to set up the solar panel if you want to mount it on the roof. Really dark out, but the camera is way over there. And we're going to approach and see how well this light works and how far away it recognizes me. Oh, it just picked me up. Did not turn the light on though, like I thought it would. There it goes. Did not turn the light on though, like I thought it would. There it goes. It just popped up this motion. That's a decent amount of light, I do believe. Of course, the camera doesn't do it justice, but I can see all the way over where my balcony is. That's not a bad little light. It just popped up. There's motion. That's a decent amount of light, I do believe. Of course, the camera doesn't do it justice, but I can see all the way over to where my Falcon is. There's the Dakota. That's not a bad little light. So let's have a look at what it's seeing. You do have to get kind of close to it for the detector to kick off, though. Okay, here I am in the far corner. And I'm going to hold my license plate up. Well, we can't quite make it out from here, can we? Let's try turning the light on. And that didn't help us very much either. So at night, this thing is not great at seeing license plates. No, it just puts too much light. So, not great at seeing plates. Let's see if we can see the Dakota that we could see earlier. No, it's just oversaturating it. But overall, you can see me fairly fine. It's not terrible quality for night vision. We can have a look at that camera here in a sec. See how well it looks. I'll leave this plate. I think this is in shot. Where's that license plate? Looking at the other camera, it does the same thing, just oversaturates it. Okay, something else I was curious about. How much did it charge while it sat outside today? So we're going to go into settings. We're going to come down to battery management. And we're seeing it 67%, which I believe, if we look back, battery management, we are sitting at 64%. I did not get a chance to plug it in before we set it up, but as you can see, it is charging. About where we left it. So you definitely want to charge this thing to 100% before you go setting it up. But it looks like the solar panel will do its job and keep it charged. So that's good to know. So on our home page, we can click on the settings button, and there's a bunch of things we can do. We can have light settings, what the brightness is, if we want it to turn on with motion if it's dark. You can link this in with Amazon Alexa or OK Google. AI surveillance, there's a bunch of stuff. Human detection, intrusion, someone going over a wall, pet detection. You can have it just detect humans or just detect animals or detect both. We can go through our notification settings. If we want a certain time that we don't want it to notify us, like if we're in bed or something. However, I think that's the time you would want it the most, to go, hey, someone's outside when you're not up. Night vision, we can have black and white. We can have color night vision, which turns the light on with it. And we can have just the infrared off if you're in a weird spot where it might be too bright out. If you're paying the subscription, you can have cloud recording, so that will be saved off-site. We have audio and video, so we can have image quality up to 3K, smooth mode, ensuring that it's smooth, but it's going to be a little lower quality. Two-way speaker, record sound. Yep, definitely want to record sound. Battery management, we are sitting at 64%. I did not get a chance to plug it in before we set it up, but as you can see, it is charging. And it has different modes we can put it into to save battery life. We can schedule sleep times, so if you're going to be outside working all day, like me around the shed, you can shut it off so it's not alerting you every time you walk by the thing, and that's going to be useful for me. The LED status light that lights up on the front of the unit as you walk by, you can have that on or off. And down here at the bottom in About Settings, we can see our device name, our storage, how much space we have left. We can format the card if we want to. Our Wi-Fi signal strength, 92%. That's pretty good. You want to keep an eye on that. They want it above 50. And we can reset our Wi-Fi. We can look for firmware updates. Latest version's already installed. See, that's good to know. Or we can remove the device. Other settings. Save events as snapshots. I'd leave that on as well. That way, when you're over here in the events tab, and you just click on the cloud, it'll just kick up a snapshot, and you can go, oh, look, 12:15, someone did something. We can go over to local. It'll load up our SD card, and at 12:15, there I am walking away. 12:13, there I am taking a video. So definitely some good features in this. You do have an online support tab. If you're having issues, you can call them. We can go into the store, have a look around. Here in the store, we can see some of the cameras that they have available. 125, 259. You can get 4 of them that rotate, and they're all solar paneled as well. Honestly, I don't think that's a bad deal. We'll see how long this one holds up, but so far, I think it's going to do okay. I've had pretty good luck with security cameras before. Oh boy, we got a special deal. And we're scrolling through, and here's what we have. We can take a look at that. Solar Wall Light Cam Pro. $129. Honestly, I don't think that's a terrible price. 2-in-1 surveillance lighting. Here's all the specs on it for anyone that's interested. Smart fence perimeter alarm system, powered by AI. Quick and easy setup. I'd say it was pretty quick and easy. But there you have it. There'll be a link below if you're interested. I do get a commission if I can figure out how to set that up. So make sure to check out the affiliate link below. Local storage, no monthly fees, holds up to 120 gigabytes. So that definitely is something I like. I can just set it out there. We can turn the light on. It works. Seems like a great free option for exactly what I wanted it to do. This solar panel, you just have one little Phillips head screw here. Remove that off, and then this whole thing comes off. So let's go over the solar panel itself. First, you'd want to unscrew this off your backing plate. You'd mount this up on the wall. I would definitely make it so this hole is down, so if any water gets around, it will find its way out. Then we can take this and slide it on there. Then we're going to want to thread on our solar panel using this little hole here. And then, after this is mounted in place, let's pretend that's up against the wall. You just thread this on. Leave it a little bit loose so you can position this exactly how you want it. If you want to spin this top bit, loosen this off and you can spin it. You can put that like that. And then tighten this down and that won't turn. Then once you're happy with the solar panel placement, you just tighten this little screw up and out shouldn't go anywhere. Then all you got to do is connect this end into here and the other end into the back of the unit and you're charging.